What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. I am back at the beach, as you guys can see, and I've got my parallettes right beside me. So I'm about to walk you guys through a push workout on the parallettes. It's going to be more focused on handstand training at the first part of the workout, and then as we go through the workout, it's going to be more targeted towards chest, tris, and doing core as well. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, so I'm not going to film the entire warm-up because that'll take me about 30 minutes, but I'd recommend using a resistance band for sure. That's my go-to. You can just start doing some arm circles, going behind your head, going all the way around, doing a few variations, and then you can do some pull-aparts, going towards your chest, do some flies, open up the chest and the shoulders. And I like to bend the band in half, put it behind my head, and then do a few tricep extensions too. And that really helps open up the triceps, so do that on either side. But yeah, there's not really like a set guideline you need to follow to get warmed up. I would just kind of listen to your body, do what feels right. And then once you feel like you're fully loose, just get right into the workout, but always make sure you get warmed up. But the last thing I'm going to do is a few wrist circles. I might even go on the parallettes and just try to stretch out my wrists as well. Trying to shift my weight back and forth, going on either side, because that's what you do not want to injure. You want to make sure that your wrists are good to go every single time when you're doing handstand work especially, so got to make sure you're locked in. All right, guys, first handstand right here. Not too bad. It's a little bit angled, so I had to kind of compensate, but the tighter you have your core, the easier you're going to be able to hold yourself up there. So no matter what kind of surface you're on, you should be able to compensate if you have a strong enough core. But obviously it's always ideal to be on a flat surface if you can, but it's flat enough here, it's not bad. All right, guys, so like I said, I'm going to start the workout off by doing some handstand skill work. And right now I'm trying to get my 90-degree handstand push-up. I wouldn't say I'm close yet. I can kind of get my body parallel to the ground a little bit, but I have to contort my body in order to hold it, and then I bend my back on the way up, so I would say my form is not there at all. But I'm gonna see where my strength is at today, see how that feels, and that's why I got these on, because I kind of need it, but let's see. Oh my God. Yeah, see what I mean? It's like I can kind of go all the way down, but I feel like I don't go down that smoothly, and then I don't hold it. Then I just try to like propel myself up as hard as I can, which then compromises my form, and then I look all fucking crooked, so. All right, so one thing that you guys want to do before getting into the bulk of your training, whenever you're going into a workout where you have to engage your core during a specific skill movement, say like the handstand or the handstand push-up, it requires you to engage your core, right? So during the warm-up, you want to do something where you have to engage your core. That way, when you get into the bulk of your workout, you'll already have that mind-muscle connection there, and it'll be easier to be able to engage it quicker and a lot stronger. So when I was off camera, I was doing a few L-sit kicks, just going like that, just to be able to engage the core. That way, it'll be easier when we get into the workout. All right, guys, so to be honest, I've been out here for about an hour trying to get this 90-degree handstand push-up, and I'm so stubborn that I can't move on until I get it. I'm not sure how many of the clips I'm going to show of me failing, but I want to make sure that y'all know that I'm out here struggling, because that's the reality of doing calisthenics. I want this to be a raw, unfiltered look on what you guys can expect if you're new into the game, but I got to move on at some point, even though that's against my philosophy, because I'm very keen on getting it before I move on. But with that being said, this is officially the last attempt, even though I've said that like 10 times, because I got to move on at some point. Fuck. Oh my God. I just feel like I'm weak as hell right now, bro. I've done it so many times to where I probably have hardly any strength left. But I'm gonna try to do a deep handstand push-up and then move on, bro. It's just the whole time I haven't felt myself lock out at the top. So it just feels weird to move on to the next exercise when I haven't completed a single movement, even if it's not what I wanted to do initially. So let me just do a handstand push-up and then move on. All right, finally. But for the next workout, that's a good segue. So I'll be doing essentially negatives of the 90-degree handstand push-up. So going into a handstand, going into a 90-degree hold. So when you're doing this move, when you're at the very top of the handstand, you want to be able to engage your core, obviously. And then when you're on the way down, you kind of want to shift your weight forward just a little bit. And then, so it's like you're going into a pretty deep handstand push-up. And then when you're at the very bottom, then you want to shift even more forward and then straighten out the rest of your body. And then you kind of want to like tuck your arms in too, but not too much to where it's just like an elbow lever, but just like a little bit to be able to have a bit more balance. So there's a bit of technique to it, but it's not that bad. I think it's one of the easier skills to learn after you get the handstand. But you want to make sure that you're fully controlled. You don't want to just be at the handstand and then drop all the way down. You want to be controlled and then shift your weight just a little bit, like I said, but just be slow and controlled all the way down. So you're kind of like that, and then you just like shift even more, and then you straighten out. But just go slow, because that's the whole point here. And another thing too, is when you're fully parallel, you want to kind of like focus on trying to bring your chest out, trying to like spread your chest and like not have it so in and so compressed. Because if you don't spread your chest at the very top of the movement when you're all the way down, then you're going to be kind of caving in a little bit and it's going to look awkward, like you're not fully straight. So when you're all the way down, just try to focus on like spreading your chest so that you can create that like straight look all the way through. Spread. But what you're going to find is that as you spread, it's going to be harder and harder to hold it, because the more that you spread your chest open, you also open up your arms too. So then you can't really put your arms underneath of you the same way. And then it's like, oh shit, now it's just all core. All right, guys, now we're going to move on to doing some pseudo push-ups and then supersetting that with pike push-ups. So I'm going to try to do 10 pseudo push-ups and then do pike push-ups until failure and see how that feels. Whew, I'm dying out here. So for the pseudo push-ups, you want to engage your core and you want to be kind of straight with your shoulders protracted. You don't want to be kind of hunched over like this. You want to be in a straight line, engage your core. You want to turn your elbows outward, kind of like that, and not have them inward, but have them outward. And then just go down, and then you want to lean forward as you go down. Get some good depth too. But it is kind of hard to maintain your form all the way through. So just kind of try your best. Just try to lean. All right, for the last exercise, we'll be doing a tucked planche to the best of my ability, and then into an L-sit, hold that as long as possible. Doing that for 3 sets. Then I'm gonna get out of here because I feel like I'm about to pass out low-key. Because the sun is really strong right now, and I'm almost out of water. And with me spending so much time trying to get the 90-degree handstand push-up, it kind of messed up my plan for the day, but it's all good, that's how it goes. We're gonna go from a tuck planche into an L-sit. Hold it for time. Let's go. All right, it's 10:24 right now. I've been out here for officially 3 hours. Holy shit, bro. That's when you know. But not the most efficient workout because of all the failed attempts that I had, but that's a necessary step in the process to being able to accomplish the goal that you set out to accomplish. That's just a part of the process, you know? You just have to do it that many times, and you have to be okay with failing that many times. And for us to take away from the bulk of your workout, because after doing all those attempts, I probably did about 15 to 20. I really had hardly any energy left, but you got to still keep on pushing. That's the name of the game. Whew. All right, boys, well, that about wraps it up. Like I said, next video, I'll be sure to do a more focused workout that's more directed, less time of me failing a skill that I probably shouldn't be doing yet, and more time showing you guys some earlier progressions that y'all can do to work up to something like that. So stay tuned for that, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.